Good evening and welcome to Bottomline Live on Metro TV. My name is Winston Taki. We're streaming live on our Facebook page on channel 227 and also on Twitter as well, where we'll be giving you insightful business discussion. Here we say business at the speed of light. I'm sitting in for your regular host, Kwesi Efriye. Tonight we'll be discussing a very interesting topic because consistently the main focus has been the cedi depreciation and also the stability of the currency against major trading currency like the dollar, the euro, the pound sterling, even the Chinese yuan as well. And these are the topics we'll be fighting on tonight. Tonight, the topic will be focused on Ghana's currency market, the sifting, or let's say sifting through speculation. One of the key issues raised by the president during his address to the nation somewhere last week was that we should speak well about our currency. And there's so much speculation that has caused the cedi to lose value against the dollar. As of now, since the beginning of January to now, the cedi has lost value to over 60%, according to a report by Bloomberg. But I want you to know a few details as we'll be talking about tonight on Bottomline. It has to do with the forex market, which consistently contributes about 6.6 trillion US dollars daily turnover and is the biggest financial market in the world. To get us more into this, we'll be coming back right after this break and we'll introduce my guests and then we'll commence into more details on tonight's discussion. Stay tuned. Now, welcome back to Bottomline Live on Metro TV. Here we say business at the speed of thought. Certainly, we are discussing the cedi depreciation and also the issues related to the Forex Bureau, that is the Forex industry, where we know currency trading is an agenda for the day. Before we delve into the conversation, we would like to take some insight. When the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, met the Association of Forex Bureaus in Ghana. Let's bring you insight to that after this.
Reports of the Ghana cedi slumping against the US dollar has pushed the prices of goods and services to a record high. Although the rates of depreciation of the Ghana cedi to the US dollar is beginning to slow down, President of the Ghana Association of Forex Bureau believes speculations are triggering the cedi's free fall.
With the announcement that we were even meeting yesterday, the rates started coming down. It means it's not natural. It's all this is all being done by people speculating and trying to make windfall out of the situation that we are in. I hope this meeting too will help. And I can tell you from what happened yesterday to today that it's already stabilizing.
President Akufo-Addo said government was equally concerned about the current economic situation, hence the engagement with the various stakeholders.
State of our currency and the turbulence in our foreign exchange market is a matter of notoriety now in Ghana. And it's a matter of very grave concern. I know you've been having a lot of discussions with the governor, your regulator of the bank, and I think I'll ask him also to come and give us a flavor of what indeed that he has been telling you and what he conceives out to be the problems.
He charged the central bank to tackle the problem head-on.
You hear public commentators, it is commentators of the Bank of Ghana itself and others say, is it still the black market that is basically driving both the supply as well as the rate of our foreign exchange transactions? That is, for me, completely unacceptable. And we have to find a way to work together to drive the black market out of business.
Government is currently engaging the International Monetary Fund to help the country restore microeconomic stability.
Now you heard from the association, you also heard from the president with regards to the forex market, where we saw the cedi depreciate by 25% in just a week. But before we also delve into the conversation, let's take a look at the forex market as at the 4th of November 2022. That was last week, which is also opening the week today, shortly on your screen. So as of last week, the Ghana cedi traded against the US dollar at 13 Ghana cedis and 1 peso, and selling price was 13 cedis, 13 Ghana cedis and 2 pesos. So if you go to the bank, this is the bank rate, this is the bank rate, and that is what you see there. The British pound was selling at 14, was buying at the banks at 14 cedis 90 pesos and selling at 14 cedi 92 pesos. The euro was also buying rate at 13 Ghana cedis and selling at 13 Ghana cedis and 1 peso. The Chinese yuan was also buying at 1 Ghana cedis and 79 pesos and selling at 1 cedis 80 pesos. So these are the prices that was trading as of last week, forex rate. This is the interbank rate. But as you know, the forex bureau rates are different, slightly higher than what you fix on the interbank rate. Great. Now we are back in studio, and there where we start the conversation with regards to the state of the currency and also how the Forex Bureau industry operates. We are delighted to have joining us on Zoom the president of the Ghana Association of Forex Bureau, in the person, vice president of the Ghana Association of Forex Bureaus, in the person of Dr. Desmond Alex Akpabile. Good evening and welcome to Bottomline.
Good evening to you, and good evening to your cherished viewers.
Awesome, awesome. I would like to first of all understand how is the composition of your association? Who are the members, and also what do you stand for as an association?
Great. So, forex bureaus are regulated institutions. We are non-banking financial institutions licensed by the Bank of Ghana. And for that matter, the Bank of Ghana regulates us, they supervises us, and to the extent of directing the operations of the bureaus. So as far as compositions, we are about 408 Forex Bureau now in the whole in Ghana, and I think that in Accra, roughly about 300. We've just gone through what we called consolidation, right? And some bureaus that are owned by the same directors have been consolidated. So the number now, as I speak, is roughly 408. And so we also have an association, okay? We are an association which we have executive members, about 13 of us form the executives.
What came about when you saw the need to consolidate some of your membership? Was it that many of them saw the need to distribute their revenues by thereby forming other agencies to serve as forex bureaus for other places?
No, what actually happened was that it came to light that some directors were having multiple forex bureaus, and it was wise to bring them together under one umbrella, okay, one name to form an entity, okay. So those bureaus were brought together to form, like I said, one entity. So that was what the consolidation meant.
How challenging is it to get access or to have a license to operate active forex bureau in this country? Is it easy? Do you just go to the Bank of Ghana and say, I want to operate a forex bureau, and therefore the Bank of Ghana, what criteria do you have to have before a forex bureau is instituted?
Thank you very much. I think that can even be found on the website of the Bank of Ghana. But to add flesh to that, if you want to open a forex bureau, I think per the Bank of Ghana requirements, you would have to form a company with the Register Generals of Companies and go to Bank of Ghana. There's a form that you need to fill. So because the Bank of Ghana is the one who issued the license, you have to go to them. You fill the form. If they find out that you are qualified, yeah, they give you the license.
You know, let me ask a very simple question. There are some people who don't get a clarity or the difference between when they say a forex bureau and black market. What is the difference there? Is there a similarity? Is there a difference? Can you clarify that notion?
Yeah, so in simple terms, the black marketeers or the parallel markets, they are not licensed. They are not licensed in institutions. But we, the forex bureaus, are licensed by the Bank of Ghana. So like I said, you know, we are regulated, or the forex bureaus are regulated institutions, okay? So we form under Bank of Ghana. And so we play according to the rules of the game. We comply to, you know, the Bank of Ghana directives or requirements or regulations, if you will. But on the other hand, the black markets do not. These are illegal businesses, which even at a point in it's not new, to be very honest with you. This business, I don't know how old you are, but date back to the 1970s. These black marketeers were, you know, there were a lot of them, and even to the extent that there was then what we call the SUL. The SUL, that's I don't want to go back to history. So just to answer your question, let me say that these forex black marketeers are illegal, you know, operations. Okay.
If we had such a system that you consider as illegal and has grown over the years to become an illegal institution and henceforth has become so powerful to ascertain or determine the rate at which a currency could play and thereby affecting our economic stance in terms of trading and global activities, isn't that something that we could say we've not created a system to check such activities other than waiting for it to become more difficult to control? Why do we have to wait for this long?
So, Weston, to be very honest with you, per my training, okay, we do not spend time addressing what we call anecdotal evidences, okay? Evidences must be based on research. And therefore, what we are seeing happening is just an effect of a cause or multiple causes. So to spend time trying to even to answer what you are saying, I think that either the question is not put right, because on what foundation are you asking me that question? Do you have any research?
I'm asking based on the whole conversation that speculation is one of the key issues that has led to where we are now. So you said that there are reasons why what have led us to where we are. Can you give us some of the reasons per your understanding who operates in the market?
So again, let us not deviate. We're talking about speculation. Yes, speculation is one of the variables. It's one of the factors, okay? But as to whether the speculation is what has brought us this far, that one, per my training, I would say no.
So what are we doing right? And also what are we not doing right in terms of possibly you are engaged in most of the trading activities. You have legal activity. Last week you met with the president as well. What are some of the propositions that was laid before you? And what did you contend on also based on the discussion that went on behind closed doors?
No, we were so happy with the president. The president actually understood. He knows exactly what the forex bureaus are. And he also knows for a fact that the speculation is being driven, not just by, forex bureaus, but the black marketeers. You see, So speculation, yes. Speculation here is and you hear my president saying that immediately the Bank of Ghana invited us. We met the governor, we met the president. The rate started to stabilize. Okay, so that's tells you that yes, speculation is a variable which drive the rate at which the CD is depreciating. So, but not all the variables.
So are you?
Let me also say, go ahead.
I'm listening to you, sir. Go ahead.
No, so yeah, the president was so happy, and we were also happy, and we promised to do our best, what we can do as an institution to help. We promised to do it. And remember also that, like I said earlier, we are regulated institutions. All right. So we don't just do anything of our own. We can only do something in the premise of the regulation of the law that governs us.
All right. Based on, you say you would do your best when you met with the president. Where your best means in what sense, please?
Yeah, our best means complying to the regulations that Bank of Ghana has given us. And for us as forest bureaus, the most important thing is the transaction that we do a spot transaction over the counter, right? And per the directives of the Bank of Ghana, or if you will, the regulations, anytime we transact, a transaction, we must issue a receipt. We must make sure that we take the ID cards or the IDs of the customer. And this time it is only the Ghana card. And most of us are conforming to this, except that maybe because you go to some places where there may be a failure of, maybe there may be no light. Sometimes they will have a break in their printer, or sometimes they have a problem with their computer, PC. Then you can see maybe somebody comes and they still want to do business. And in that case, because of those challenges, they might not issue a receipt at that instant. But we are to issue receipt, take ID cards, and that we've been doing. And let me also put on record that the Forest Bureau industry you see today is not that of yesterday. We are responsible operators, if you will, to the extent that even among us are lawyers, we are qualified bankers, retired, who are owners of the bureaus. We are intellectuals, and therefore I can speak for the fact that we are responsible people. But that does not insulate all of us. There may be some of us who are not complying. Yeah, that's one. It's also a fact.
Are you speaking to the arrest that was made a couple of weeks ago by the Bank of Ghana, where two forest bureaus were shut down because of engagement in illegality or illegal activities?
Yeah, absolutely. If you are part of us, you are a regulated institution, and you do not conform or play the rules of the game, well, the regulator have every reason to close you down. And I think that was what happened.
People want to understand that in instances where the black market has its rates and the Bank of Ghana has also put out its official rates, you as the Forest Bureau, in order not to make losses, which angle do you take? Possibly, let's say the black market rate is much higher than the interbank rate by the Bank of Ghana.
So I was going, even the publication you made about the interbank rates, I was going to, speak to it. It's good. I'm happy that you brought this again. You see, the rates you first posted, the interbank rates, all right? They are rates that the commercial bank used to trade among themselves. But I can tell you for a fact, if you go to the commercial banks to buy Forex, they will not give it to you at that rate. Sometimes it will surprise you to know that in some instances, in some of the banks, their rates are higher than the Forest Bureau rates.
What causes that?
Well, maybe there are so many factors, some which I may not know as far as the banks are concerned, but I can only speak for the forex bureaus. So what we do is we take rates from the banks. We look at what is happening at the bank. Okay, we look at what is happening outside. We go on the internet, what is happening. Even within, it will surprise you again to know that even within the forest bureau, those in central Accra sometimes rates are a little higher than those maybe in outskirts of the city, or let me say those outside Accra. Sometimes their rates is a bit slightly lower. But what we do now, we now have a site that we publish our rates, which is an indicative, and we are asking our members to use that rate, make up a what plus or minus, that's margin of error plus and minus 1.5. So that is what we are using now. But again, you would note that we only buy and sell. Okay, so a customer comes to sell to you, and as you know, we are in the seller's market. So the seller determines how much to sell to you. And we are also in a free market economy that you cannot just regulate to control. Yes, you can put certain measures in place, but we are in the buyer, in the seller's market. So the seller have more, if you will, power over the one who is buying.
So, in a free market economy, just as you said, because there are some regulations, how strong are these regulations? Is it regulated enough to control pricing, or just regulated only to control activity?
I think that what we have witnessed over the years, that the regulations are rather meant to control our operations, okay, not pricing. I think Bank of Ghana have not come to give it that, look, buy the dollar or the pounds or the foreign currency that we are supposed to buy at a certain rate. No, they haven't done that. So again, yes, we are not in the plan or a command economy. And therefore, it will be so strange for Bank of Ghana to control how much we should buy and sell, and the dollar or the pound sterling or the foreign currency that we authorize to buy and sell.
How will you take a directive, possibly coming from the Bank of Ghana, saying that all forex bureaus should be shut down? Should that happen in a worst case scenario? Because they want to stabilize prices.
If you ask me that, I would say it's a failure. It will be a failure by Bank of Ghana. A failure in the sense that these are regulated institutions that you have been regulating. So what happens suddenly that Bank of Ghana will come, that we shut down? But don't forget, we apart from the very fact that we buy and sell foreign currency, we pay taxes, we give employment, we furnish Bank of Ghana with data, which the black market does not do. At least I'm sure that by the end of the year, Bank of Ghana knows the amount of foreign currency that are being in the market, not even through the banks, but that have been bought and sold by the forex bureaus. But that of the black market, there's no records. And so it's you cannot, in terms of policy, you find it difficult to come out with a policy that will help, as it were, your forex that comes in and goes out.
There are businesses also who pay taxes and also who do all the good things that you just made mention of. And possibly the Bank of Ghana might decide that they cannot or have lost jurisdiction or let's say control over your activity as against the activities of the black market. And therefore, a stringent regulation is what is needed considering the pace at which the cedi has been depreciating against dollar.
So to be very honest with you, yes, Bank of Ghana have been so, in terms of regulation, even we've been complaining that they have too regulatory focus, okay? Institutions are set up not only to regulate, but to promote and to facilitate. So this has been the fight between us and Bank of Ghana, because we see that the regulatory, but it's too much. But then in terms of promoting this industry, in terms of facilitating, teaching, planning into the, so that we become ambidextrous, or to employ what you call ambidexterity, okay, into the future, planning into the future. We don't, so I don't think that Bank of Ghana will just come and say we are closing. No. I don't. That will not. It will not happen.
Okay, there is some school of thought which I would like to get your take on, which is that the black market has the dollar, but the Bank of Ghana has the rate. What do you say to that?
So this again, like you see, I'm a researcher. So again, I don't normally waste time on.
No, it is. They are also feeding into the speculation. So it is quite important that we get expert take from someone like you, possibly.
Yeah. So I've been saying BOG has a big research department. Some of these things, it is good to find out why people do the things they do. Okay, why people do the things they do is very important. For instance, I'm telling you that what we are seeing is just an effect of a cause, or if you will, multiple causes. So if you focus your attention, money, time, addressing effects, not necessarily the cause, my dear brother, you will achieve not lasting results. Okay, so we don't spend so much. It's good. For instance, let me tell you that you, as you sit there, as a rational economic being who know for a fact that money is a store of value, okay? And then you sit down and you see your money depreciating, losing value, and you will not do anything. Is that what, would you do that? I don't think so.
Now, Dr.
So-
Desmond, you've asked a very important question. That is the store of value of the currency. I think that is another issue we'll be talking about right after we go for this break. But I also want to advise our viewers that send your comments and contributions to the WhatsApp line on your screen. Don't phone into the conversation, but just send your comments, and I bet you I'll read it live on the show. We take our first break. When we come back, trust me, there's more to talk about here on Bottomline. Welcome back to Bottomline Live on Metro TV. Here we say business at the speed of thought. My name is Winston Taki, and I've been having this conversation with my guest, Dr. Desmond Alex Akpabli, who is the Vice President of the Ghana Association of Forex Bureau, joining us on Zoom. And we have been having conversation on the Forex Bureau industry, the Forex market, and also how the operation of the activities have so far impacted our economy. And we are also on the part where he was mentioning how the forex people are able to save or the value of their currency or the investment in dollar denomination. And he's on Zoom with us. Hello, Doc. Dr. Kwabli.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. You're making a point before we went on the break, asking why people are finding it reasonable to store the value of their currency in dollar denomination. Actually, how critical is that? And also, you were asking me rhetorically whether is that the right thing to do. Can you please come back again?
Okay, I wasn't asking you whether that was the right thing to, but I was asking you if you know for a fact, you as a rational economic being, knowing very well that money is a medium of exchange, it's a legal tender, and also a store of value, okay? And so you have money, like we say, nakasika emoja, right? And then you see your money losing value, okay, depreciating. Would you just sit down with your hands into your memory firm and be expecting or seeing your money losing value? Would you do that? It's a question I'm just asking you. What would you do?
Is that where we are now?
Well, I don't need to tell you.
But the assertions that you've placed directly means that that's where we are. But nevertheless, you said that indeed your conversation with the president, that conversation or the announcement that you were meeting the president brought some kind of optimism in the market where we saw the CD depreciating marginally by 3%. How does these announcement or information kind of kill speculation or brings down speculation in the market?
Yeah, so yes, because you see, what is actually happening, driving the speculation, is the fact that people do not want to do business through the regulated institutions. All right, we have companies, especially these foreign companies, who would want to send money without going through the proper channel. Okay, and so these are the people who the black marketeers deal with. Okay, and so once the president categorically said they will pursue the black marketeers, and with all the security, apparatus, all the security agency, through the security agencies, I think it put some sort of fear also, some panic into the market, and therefore the dollar or the foreign currency have that stability. At that time, we were also the rate was, I think, 12.5 or so, or no, 13. No, it was even going to 14 to 15.
It was around 16,
all right?
16 to the 50 pesos.
Yeah, that 16, that's short-lived, but it was 15, 14, 15, all right? But then with the president's, announcements, the rates, as we speak now, is around 13 and 14. So you see that it has stabilized, for I think a week or two now. So the speculation aspect is what, But anyway, I don't want to just jump,
Is that to suggest that what happened for the past 3 weeks was just an artificial shaking in the forex market, but not really the issue where we have conversation about pumping money into the system? But are you saying that were there money in the system, but just that speculation is what has shaken the whole industry into disarray?
No, it only tells you that speculation was just one of the influences. The factor or the variable that influences the depreciation. Speculation is one of them, and that is why you see, but the city still, as we speak, even though we at the association, we have pledged to support the president's, to make sure that we bring the depreciation to the level that we can do. Still, the rates are still high. So what I'm saying is that it's not only the speculation, but there are other factors, multiple of factors. Okay, so what we are seeing again is just an effect of a cause or multiple causes, if you will.
You asked multiple causes. Can we also say the instance of dollarization where institutions like the real estate quote most of their properties or assets in dollar, and also we keep hearing conversation where even the Ministry of Ghana Football Association quoting some of the honorariums that players will receive in dollars. All these quotations in dollar, does that also add to the impression possibly being created?
Well, you see, Ghana is a village. Okay, we are not. Or let me just. The whole world is a small village now, and whether you like it or yes, a time is even coming that there will be one currency. Okay, and if you see what is even happening, it tells you that not only Ghana but most countries, prices, there are issues in the US dollar. It's just of late that this Ukraine, even before the Russia-Ukraine war, Russia payment of goods bought from Russia were dollar denominated. It's just during the war that Russia have said that all payments should be in the rubles. Okay, so we cannot, as a country, just legislate that everything should be in cities. Yes, it does also means that we should not try to protect our economy by doing things which will make our economy grow. For instance, if we have noted, or if you agree with me, you will notice that Ghana, we import more. We are importing country, and we are not making any attempt to shift, and therefore some of these things will definitely happen. But the good news is that necessity is the mother of invention. Okay, I think that instead of focusing time complaining, why don't we sit down, rack our brains, and find solution, find solution to this, because in this itself is a lot of opportunities, to exploit.
A country such as China found itself in a similar situation somewhere in 1945. And during my research, I came across one of the texts, and it made mention of the similar challenge about currency, where they decided to go use their ruble consistently to make trade. And I can quote this. They say, the worries of the Chinese government are the more comprehensive that the literature emphasizes that the main channel through which real exchange rate exerts on growth is the size of the tradable sector, particularly for developing countries. So you mentioned trade as one of the factors that if we should concentrate on our trading activity by producing domestic product, that in a way will help us have a more robust trade deficit going forward. Are we in the place to start it now, if not probably in the near future?
Well, yes, what is happening now is an indication that we need to find solutions. We need to diversify the way we do things. We need a paradigm. I keep saying that the challenges we are facing today, or the problems we are facing today, cannot be solved by the same thinking, the same practices, the same procedures and processes, the same mindset that created them. All right, we need a paradigm shift. So this in itself is knocking at our door, that we should find a better way. For instance, as you just said, if this is the time, we should focus our attention on exports. And we pray that government comes in. It should not be individuals or people who take advantage of these situations, say, okay, let's go into export. Government should come, there must be a plan that we need to diversify our economy by shifting from too much import and be export driven. And if you do that, because listen, if you are importing, you don't import with your Ghana cedis, okay? And so you need foreign exchange. That is the demand asset. So there's a demand on your foreign currency, okay? So I don't want to go further, but I can also tell you that not only export, but if you want to solve this situation that we find ourselves now, we must identify. You see, our economy is being owned or controlled by foreigners. Okay, the big businesses are in the hands of foreigners, and these businesses, when they are repatriating dividend of profit, they will not take your Ghana cedis. Okay, they will not take you. They will take the hard foreign currency. They will not go to Nigeria to bring the foreign, but the foreign currency within. So you will see that there are a lot of demand, pressure on the dollar that has come in through maybe export, that has come through maybe, let me not preach, let me not lecture, but you ask your questions as well.
Oh, you are really on point. And there was also instances where there are allegations that some of your members possibly deal with these multinational companies and give them access to this hard currency. What do you say to that? Or is it in a legal space? Is that what you're going to say?
For that, it has not come to. I'm the vice president of the association, and in fact, of late, because of what is going on, I try to be calling every member to find out what is happening. I have not come to, or it has not come to my notice or the notice of the president or the executive that one of us is doing big businesses.
But does that happen in your modus operandi?
Let me, I'm coming in. So, and again, you see, what amount of money do we control? The Forex Bureau. Not sometimes some are even trying to close because you go, and then if you are not fortunate to get yourself into a place where there is market, you go there maybe $200 or $500 what you buy. So we are not controlling so much Forex, okay? And so to say that some our members, I'm not trying to, as it were, protect or what our members. Yes, somebody can do it. I don't know where they get the money. They will be getting the money maybe through any illegal way. Fine, that one. Yeah, if it is a fact or if it is true what you are saying, then I cannot. I don't have that information as we are speaking now.
As an association, how do you handle money laundering activities or suspected money laundering activities from your angle?
So it will interest you to know that the Financial Stability Department of the BOG or the Financial FIC, the Financial Intelligence Committee is very strong, not only on Forex Bureau, but banks. They have given us a guideline to comply. And one of them is what I'm telling you is that if somebody comes to our bureau, we must make sure that we take receipt, a Ghana card. If the person is a foreigner, we take the, their passport. And also, we are, as an institution or a bureau, we've been, the amount of transaction we do is just 10,000 over the counter. So if somebody brings to you maybe about 100,000, 50,000, it speaks. So we have to inform the authorities. If we identify or we see any fishy deal, as a patriotic, Ghanaian, we would have to inform the authorities.
So, how's the frontier in terms of access to dollar or any other hard currency in the domestic market with legal backing of the Bank of Ghana? What should we be looking forward to now that we've seen a marginal stability? Today, like this, the cedi also depreciated marginally against the dollar. Last week, it appreciated by 3.2%, but just today, it depreciated marginally as well by 1.0%. What should we be looking forward to going into the rest of the week and possibly the rest of the year with regards to the state of the cedi and also your operations as a bureau?
So if you have listened to me all along, in our parts, there is little that we can do in terms of, in our case, we would make sure that we conform to the rules of the game. Okay, so if you talk about depreciation, if you want to go to what you should be asking, what goes into depreciation of a currency? Okay, so that, because how many years now have we come to this where we are today? How many years have we arrived at where we are today? So were they not black marketeers? Were they not Forex bureaus? Were they not, so it speaks volumes. So those must be fished out and addressed. And then we'll see a stable currency.
Finally, how do you suggest that the black market should be handled going forward? What's your suggestion?
Well, the black markets are, you know, they are illegal institutions, and they don't even pay. They don't have, I don't know, they don't pay taxes. They don't give furnish Bank of Ghana any information, and so the Bank of Ghana must come in together with the security agencies to, you know, help the situation, at least to minimize the operation.
Okay. So, all right. Thank you so much, Dr. Desmond Alex Akpabli. Actually, it's been a pleasure having this conversation with you here on Bottom Line and giving us insight in terms of your operation. We wish you the very best with the association. We'll also be following up. But before we go, let me take one message from a guest who is Daniel, sending from Trasaco. It says, you people should stop selling things in dollars because Ghana does not eat dollar. And if you want to buy things in Ghana okay, he says, if you want to buy things in Ghana, let's stop using dollar to buy houses and properties. So that is his take there. You can also be sending us live tweets on some of the WhatsApp pages, and certainly we're reading it live here on the show. Tonight, we have delved deeper into the conversation.